parenting. So what are fears and where do they come from? So fears, what are the fears we have? And where do they come from? So fears, most of the fears, if you really think about, are the fears of having some sort of feeling that we don't want to have. So let's explore this further. A fear that our children won't turn out the way we wanted them to turn out, and then we won't feel accomplished. So the fear that starts in our mind is like, oh, what if they don't turn up the way I want them to turn out, and I'm not doing the right job, I'm not doing the right thing, and when that happens in the future, which is very unpredictable, I won't feel how I would want to feel. I want to feel that I've accomplished being a good parent, and I've accomplished everything I wanted to do with my children. But when that doesn't happen, then the fear we actually have is a fear of a feeling of a certain way in the future. That fear that we're not doing a good enough job with our children and they're going to hate us, and then we will feel bad. So again, it's a fear of a feeling that when they do not turn out the way, or we do mess ups, and then our children blame us, and then they will say things that we don't want to hear, and then we will feel bad. So again, it's literally a fear of a feeling, a fear that we can't provide them with all that they want, and they'll be unhappy, and then we will be unhappy. So it's that innocent trap we fall into, that we believe that when our children are happy, then we will be happy. If our children are unhappy, then we will be unhappy, and we don't want to feel unhappy. We want them to feel happy, and we want to feel happy. So is that fear again of having certain feelings. The day-to-day one is like fear when we say no, they'll cry, and then we will feel annoyed, and we will feel upset, and then we will feel sad. So it's like that cycle of, and I've been there, and still go there at times, like that fear of, I had a story of like just recently my daughter had to start some new online classes, and she has like the initial fear that came up for me, no, she's not gonna do it, and then how am I gonna convince her, and like all these things, and then when I have to force her, then I won't feel good about that, and all these fears that came up. But in the end, once I stepped out of that fear and I just went with it, I just communicated to her without having all those fearful thinking around it, and took, when she cried fine. When she refused to do it, we dealt with it, but I dropped all those fears of feeling in a certain way when I had to say no to her, like, no, we're gonna do this class and there's no way around it, and now it's fine. So it's like the fear that comes up of us not wanting to feel a certain way then takes us into this fearful state, and then from that fearful state we try to parent, but it doesn't really quite work, because our children know when we're in that sort of fearful state. So taking a step back and actually looking at what is the fear about, and the fear usually is about us not wanting to feel a certain way.
If you like more tips on effortless parenting from the inside out and comprehensive training on how to make parenting fun, easy, and effective, watch our free web class on coachsafia.com/gift.